every gameplay video of Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain looks awesome. The clips, they just scream out, play this fucking game. It's gonna have all the things that make open world, dynamic, sandboxy games just completely amazing. But there's also some trailers which have all these characters and moments and bleeding, and it leaves me so far behind in the dust that I just write off The Phantom Pain as impenetrable. Without any real knowledge of the Metal Gear lore, I really hope I could keep up, but I wasn't sure. So I had a lot of our in-house Metal Gear fans send me their thoughts.
Okay. To be honest, the whole Metal Gear storyline is a bit crazy. It's really, really stupid sometimes. Sometimes it's really interesting. But you don't need to know about the storyline to enjoy The Phantom Pain. The really, really cool thing about The Phantom Pain is its open world stealth, which is actually kind of a new thing. It's not really been done before. You could, be about a mile away from the base and you could find a high vantage point and you could get your binoculars out and you could just scope out the whole place. And the amazing thing is you can find the weak spots. So you can find ways of perhaps getting into the base. You can find ways of sneaking through. And that's actually really cool, just looking at a base and thinking, I know exactly how I'm going to infiltrate that. You're dropped in this massive open map of Afghanistan and you're always at risk of being spotted. There are guards who go inside vehicles and just drive around the entire area. There are helicopters that sometimes fly past. On your way to a base, you can accidentally stumble into an outpost where someone just spots you, and as soon as they spot you, they call for reinforcements, and all of a sudden, just a tiny mistake where someone spots you in the distance can escalate into this massive all-out war, and it's really, really cool.
Hey Andy. Okay, so in reply to your thing, the story of Phantom Pain. If you're scared of getting into the Phantom Pain because the story, you've heard it's like really crazy and batshit insane, that's correct to, a point. I mean, I've played all the Metal Gear games, and I played 3 or 4 hours of Phantom Pain. And even having all that knowledge that I had, I was still just yelling at the TV, being like, what the fuck is going on the entire time? So if you're worried about just not getting it at all, story-wise, I wouldn't worry too much about it. In terms of playing the game, it's not really necessary for you to have played the rest of the series, but I do really recommend that if you are thinking of playing Phantom Pain, you start playing Ground Zeroes now, because it's definitely worth having. The control scheme is the same, and it's definitely worth having the Ground Zeroes muscle memory in terms of moving Snake around and knowing all the different things you can do just as Snake. Because once you get into Phantom Pain, the narrative throws Snake just directly into the first open world mission, and it's like, just go. You're on your own, just go for it. I mean, people were giving Ground Zeroes a lot of shit for being just, one small map and a couple of hours of gameplay, but there is so much stuff you can do in that small playground, so definitely do that.
As a fan of the series, I could go on for days about all the amazing things that Metal Gear Solid 5 looks like it's going to have and make it worth playing. The open-ended stealth, the refined combat, the crazy boss fights. But honestly, I think the thing that I love about the series and what I'm most looking forward to in the Phantom Pain is seeing how Kojima subverts our expectations. Every single entry in the series so far has done something weird to mess with players. Metal Gear Solid had a malnourished psychokinesis practitioner that basically treated you to a quick magic show. Metal Gear Solid 2 had one of video games' most legendary bait and switches by making you play as Raiden instead of Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid 3 had you walk through a nightmare swamp filled with the ghosts of enemies you'd kill up until that point, and Metal Gear Solid 4's Shadow Moses was an unexpected moment that was so powerful that I literally had to put the controller down and catch my breath. So, what I'm saying is, I can't tell you what's going to happen in Metal Gear Solid 5. In fact, no one can. because Kojima is a master of coming up with wacky and weird things to surprise and delight us. Either way, you can bet that the quirky aspects of that game are going to dominate social networks and news headlines and the conversation for a really, really long time. And you should be part of that conversation. Just seeing it in-game and experiencing it is going to be something that sticks with you for a really long time. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of things in Metal Gear Solid 5 that I'll still be talking about years in the future.
Like Timur said, I don't want to miss out on the conversation around the Phantom Pain. Plus, it sounds like it's going to be a really amazing sandbox stealth game. Thanks to my fellow GameSpotters for sending me their voice memos, and definitely stay tuned to GameSpot for more coverage of the Phantom Pain, as well as our full review.